Hello, this is Diana and welcome to my kitchen. As you can see on our chalkboard, we're making pork sauvignon today. This recipe is my son's recipe, and the reason why I'm making it today instead of him is he's a little camera shy. We have 5 pounds of pork shoulder, which we've trimmed off the fat. We have 2 onions, about 10 garlics, some garlic powder, some pepper, and some Sauvignon Blanc wine. Now we're going to season our pork. With some garlic powder, give it a good sprinkling, and some peppers. And we want to do the other side too. Give it a good sprinkling. And pepper. And okay, before I cut up my onions, I want to clean off the place because it's, first of all, it's pork. And you want to always wash off after you use pork. And also, I kind of went a little garlic happy. So let's wash this. Okay, now that we have our station clean again, and I'm going to cut the onions and chop up the garlic. And this is how you want to cut the onions, in this style. Wow, these are really some strong onions today, but this is how you want to chop them because they're going to get dissolved after we cook them anyway. And here's the garlic, and we just want to chop it up about like that. Okay, now let's get frying. My eyes. I'm using a pressure cooker. With a pressure cooker, this meal will take about 35 to 45 minutes. If you don't have a pressure cooker, you can always use a pot. With the pot, you will cook it for about 4 hours until the meat is tender. Now, let's add our oil. And we're going to brown the onions first. I'm adding about 1.5 tablespoons of oil. Let's turn up our heat and add our onions. Just going to cook the onions until they brown and they're tender. Stirring. And our garlic we're going to add now. Stir that in. Onions are lightly sauteed. We don't want to cook them too much because we want them to dissolve in our sauce. Now let's set them to the side and put our other pan because we're going to brown our meat now. Now that our pan's nice and hot, we're going to brown our meat. And you really want to brown it very nicely all over. See how the meat is nice and brown on this side? This is the way that you want the meat to look. Okay, our first piece is done. Now we're going to move that over to the pot. Okay, and add our second piece. Okay, now this piece is nice and brown, so let's add it to our pot. Okay, now let's get this last piece into the frying pan. It's browned. Okay, once this one is done, we're going to add it to our pot, and then we will be adding our final ingredient. Okay, now this last piece is done. Let's add it to the pot. And we're going to bring our pot over here. And we want to get this up to a nice heat. Okay, now that our pot is hot, we're going to add our wine. Most people would stop here, but let's have some fun. Let's add the whole thing. This makes a delicious sauce. Now we're going to add a little bit of chicken bouillon, about a tablespoon, just to give some extra flavor. And we're going to mix that in. One thing about the wine, I use Charles Shaw wine. I just love it. And I've taken it to parties where it's been compared to a $60 wine. You usually can get this at Trader Joe's for $2.99. As you can see, our pot has come to a boil. And at this point, we're going to add a cup of water. If you're using a pressure cooker, you would be putting the lid on the pressure cooker now. If you're not using a normal pot, you'd put the lid on, turn it down to a medium, low, and let it cook for about 4 hours. But keep an eye on it every so often. If you see that it needs a little bit more liquid, add a little bit more water to it. So let's put our lid on. About 25 minutes into the cooking, you might want to open up your pressure cooker and check your meat. You want to see that it's getting tender and it's almost falling apart. We've cooled our pot and we've released the pressure and opened up the pot, and we're checking the meat. As you can see, it's cooked, but it's not quite tender enough. So we're going to let it cook for about another 20 minutes. Just not quite tender, see? Now you can see how tender the meat is and how easy it breaks up. This is how you want it. Okay, let's put it on our serving plate and serve. Okay, now we're going to put it in our serving plate. Nice, beautiful pieces. It's so tender, it's hard to grab it. And we're going to place the sauce on, but if you want the sauce a little bit thicker than I have it here, all you have to do is let the sauce boil down a little bit more by itself. Oh, look at how delicious that looks. Okay, let's try some now. Delicious. You can serve this with pasta, rice, or mashed potatoes. Hi, I hope you enjoyed our pork sauvignon. And if you like mushrooms, they make a wonderful addition to the dish. Just slice them, saute them in butter or olive oil, and add them to the pot the last 10 minutes before it's done. Remember, a recipe is just a guideline. You can add and subtract whatever you like. Make it your own. I hope you enjoyed another day in my kitchen. Remember to give me a thumbs up, comment me, subscribe to me, favorite me, and remember the recipe will be in the sub bar below.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay.